Hey guys, I wanted to go over some fundamental Photoshop techniques and terms, and that is non-destructive versus destructive. So with digital imagery, we can work on an image and we can kind of like destroy pixels and get rid of them, or we can kind of save them, you know, for later. Like let's say you make a change, you might want to go back to it later. So and also you can keep modifying things when you're non-destructive. Now let's say we wanted to turn this photo into black and white. Okay, if we go into the hue and saturation, yeah, we can pull out all your saturation. You can make it black and white. Okay, great. Well, now I have a black and white photo, but you've destroyed all the color. If you save this and you close it, it's done. Like you're not going to be able to get it back. I could undo using Command Z or Control Z, but if I did close it out, all that color information would be gone. The other way you could turn this into black and white without destroying the color information would to just simply go into an adjustment layer and turn it to black and white. Now, how great is that? It's just simply a layer. It's a tiny bit of data that is going to stay with the Photoshop file, and it's going to turn this image into black and white. Now, sometimes when you have a black and white image, you might want to add some contrast to it, which helps kind of give it a little more punch. So you could add another adjustment layer with some contrast, and then you could adjust your contrast here to give it a little more punch or something. You know, it's not doing too much with this particular image because it's already quite punchy, but you can see a little bit of a change. Now, if I turn these off, we're back to our normal layer. So that's a non-destructive way of working with your image, okay? All right, now let's look at how we can apply this to, you know, merging images and things like that, and how we can do this in a non-destructive way. So let's say, for example, we were looking at this photograph right here, and we didn't care for this sky. We wanted a more simplistic sky. And for some reason, we wanted to take this California sky and put it into Italy, which would be kind of, you know, a little bit odd, but odder things have been done. You might take this here, this, you know, piece of this sky here, and then you're going to need to drop it into here, right? So quick way to kind of get this sky, and a lot of this work is going to be rough just to get through it quickly. I've used the selection tool, the quick selection tool, to select a whole bunch of the sky. And I'm not going to bother kind of like tweaking all this. Obviously, you'd want to go in here and you want to fix this. You know, I mean, I can show you really quickly how I do it. You would take you could take your lasso tool or your polygonal lasso tool, and you could minus this selection here because we actually want these little pieces of architecture here. You know, I mean, we can get really precise about this, but I'm going to just do it roughly just so we can see how to do that. So I use the minus. I held down Option on a Mac, or it's Alt on a PC, to kind of create the minus tool. A destructive way of getting the sky into this image might be to create this selection, and then perhaps you might create a layer, and you would just simply delete, hitting the delete button, you would delete the sky, and then you might paste in the sky from the other image, and you could drop it underneath, you know, and then you kind of would resize it and that kind of thing. Well, you've lost all your information that could blend this city into the sky better. Like it's missing, right? There's nothing there, so you can't work with it. Like, for example, you have this little bit of space, a little bit of grayness there, and you know, it's gone. Let's say you didn't want to like use this blue sky and you wanted to go back to the original. Well, it's gone. To work with this in a non-destructive way, you'd want to paste in the sky from the other image into a mask. All right, so we have the sky from this other image still in our clipboard, and so over here we have the quick select of the sky in the Italy landscape of the canal. So Now, if we just do a simple paste into, okay, it's going to fill the area that we have had selected, and you'll notice it's on a new layer. So if you hold down Shift key and you turn off your mask, you're going to see that, oh, there's the rectangle, right? We have to move it up a little bit here, but there's your rectangle. Now if we turn it back on, you'll see that it's filling the area. By having a mask, by using masks, we are able to manipulate this edit, this addition, to tweak it the way we want to. So if you hold down Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC, you can see the mask and you can alter this using a black brush or a black pen or a white brush or white pen, and kind of adjust the sharpness the way you want to. I mean, you can do all kinds of things to kind of work on the way that this blends into the background. You can see it's it's not too bad the way it is now, but this is essentially a non-destructive method of working on the image, because I can do so much more. And look, I didn't destroy the sky. If I ever want to go back to the sky, I can just turn off this layer.